In the heart of Moscow, Sergei, a once joyful musician, found himself slowly losing his smile. It didn't happen overnight. Day by day, as the city's cold grayness seeped into his soul, the color and music of his world faded away. The laughter he once shared with friends became a distant memory, replaced by silence and solitude. Even his guitar, once his closest companion, felt heavier in his hands, its strings echoing only loneliness. Eventually, Sergei made a difficult decision. He left behind a home he no longer recognized, a place filled with memories that now felt like shadows. He wasn't searching for paradise or adventure. He simply longed for a place where he could breathe freely again, where hope might find him. When he arrived in the Philippines, Sergei expected only sun, unfamiliar faces, and the anonymity of being a stranger. He braced himself for loneliness, but instead, he was met with warmth that radiated from people's laughter, from the easy smiles of strangers, and from the simple kindness woven into daily life. At first, Sergei felt invisible, a ghost drifting among vibrant lives. Surrounded by families and friends sharing joy, he was convinced that happiness was something reserved for others, not for someone who had forgotten how to smile. But then, one morning, a neighbor's simple hello broke through his isolation. That small gesture, so effortless yet so genuine, planted a seed of hope in Sergei's heart. As days passed, Sergei witnessed countless small acts of grace. Neighbors helping each other, friends sharing meals, strangers offering a hand. These moments, though ordinary, began to rebuild him from within, reminding him that kindness could be a bridge back to himself. For the man who forgot how to smile, the journey back to joy didn't happen all at once. It began with a single genuine welcome, a reminder that sometimes the smallest kindness can change a life forever. Sergei was not alone. Irina, a teacher from St. Petersburg, journeyed with him. War had turned her classroom into a cage, her words into burdens. They left Russia with heavy hearts, seeking safety in the Philippines, far from conflict. But what they truly needed was healing from the isolation that haunted them. In a coastal town, they braced for suspicion, prepared for practical challenges, but not for the loneliness that followed. Surrounded by life, they felt profoundly alone. Two small boats tied together, yet adrift. They had each other, but safety without connection was just another word for loneliness. Their real search was for belonging. The first weeks were silent and uncertain, filled with a quiet that felt almost heavy. Sergei and Irina's days, once structured and predictable, now drifted with the sun, unanchored. They moved through markets like shadows, their interactions brief and hesitant, marked as outsiders. Loneliness settled in. Sergei's music echoed his sadness. Irina's books couldn't hold her attention for long. They felt untethered, haunted by the past, anxious about the uncertain future ahead. Every thunderclap and official letter brought new fears and worries. Living on temporary visas, they struggled to imagine a future that felt secure. In a beautiful place, they felt trapped, caught between a lost past and an uncertain tomorrow. They waited, hoping for a sign they truly belonged. Change came quietly in small moments. Elena, their neighbor, offered Irina a bowl of rice and adobo, a simple act, but a lifeline. Sergei, caught in a downpour, was handed an umbrella by Marco, a stranger who refused payment. These gestures accumulated. A fisherman sharing his catch, a shopkeeper teaching them Tagalog, children asking Sergei to play his guitar. The walls around them began to crumble. They found themselves in a world of connections, not transactions. Acts of kindness were not charity, but community. The Filipino spirit of bayanihan, communal unity, became their new language. For Sergei and Irina, this culture of giving was a revelation. Their hearts slowly remembered how to belong. Their true test came with a typhoon. As the storm raged, Marco and his father, Mang Jun, insisted Sergei and Irina shelter with them. For 2 days, they shared food, stories, and safety in a crowded house. When the storm passed, their own cottage was damaged, but the neighborhood rallied to help. Sergei worked alongside Marco and Mang Jun, repairing roofs and sharing meals. He was no longer just the Russian, he was a neighbor. The storm washed away the last of their isolation. In the aftermath, they found themselves embraced by a true community. The experience transformed fear into belonging. They were finally home. After the storm, Sergei and Irina found themselves swept into the gentle rhythm of the town. The rain had washed the streets clean, leaving behind a sense of renewal, and as the sun broke through the clouds, the couple felt a quiet invitation to join in the daily life unfolding around them. Each morning, they walked the village streets, exchanging shy smiles and warm greetings with neighbors who, day by day, became friends. Irina soon began helping local children with their English homework, her patience and kindness earning her the affectionate title of Tita Irina. She listened to their stories, encouraged their dreams, and became a trusted figure in their lives, someone the children would run to after school, eager to share their little victories. Sergei, meanwhile, brought his guitar to the beach, where he offered lessons to anyone who wanted to learn. Laughter and music mingled with the sound of the waves, and soon, the shoreline became a gathering place for songs, stories, and new friendships. At the town's annual fiesta, Sergei was invited to play on stage. As he strummed a hopeful melody under the festival lights, he looked out at the smiling faces in the crowd and realized he was truly happy, perhaps for the first time in years. Their healing was woven into the fabric of daily life, shared meals under the stars, working side by side in the garden, and joining in the joyful chaos of holiday celebrations. Each moment, no matter how small, stitched them closer to the heart of the community. Community here was not built on paperwork or passports, but on compassion, patience, and the willingness to help one another. Every day, Sergei and Irina learned that true belonging was earned through kindness and shared effort. They gave back in small but meaningful ways. Irina comforting a sick neighbor's child, sitting by their bedside and offering gentle words and a cool hand on a fevered brow, while Sergei fixed Mang Jun's old water pump, ensuring the family had fresh water for the days ahead. These acts were not seen as debts to be repaid, but as gestures of family, simple kindnesses that wove invisible threads of trust and gratitude. Sergei and Irina were no longer outsiders. They were Kuya Sergei and Tita Irina, names spoken with affection, respect, and a sense of belonging that ran deeper than blood. In time, they realized they had become part of the fabric of the community, a living, breathing tapestry of shared stories, laughter, and hope. Home is not a place, but a feeling, one that wraps around you like a warm embrace, reminding you that you belong. It's the comfort of being seen, valued, and cared for, even when you're far from where you started. Home is the laughter echoing through a room, the gentle touch of a loved one, and the sense of safety that comes from knowing you matter. For Sergei and Irina, home became more than just four walls. It was a bamboo cottage nestled in the heart of the Philippines, a porch overflowing with the joyful shouts of children and the open arms of a community that welcomed them as their own. Every day they discovered new reasons to feel at home. They found healing in the smallest acts of kindness, a steaming bowl of rice shared at dinner, a neighbor offering an umbrella during a sudden downpour, or a helping hand with daily chores. These simple gestures became the foundation of their new life, slowly mending old wounds and building trust. The deepest connections didn't require words. Instead, they blossomed from shared vulnerability, open hearts, and genuine compassion. Sergey and Irina learned that true understanding often comes from a smile, a gesture, or a moment of shared silence. Sergey and Irina brought their Russian stories and flavors to the table, cooking traditional dishes for their new friends. In return, their neighbors introduced them to Filipino customs, teaching them dances, songs, and the art of celebrating together. Each exchange wove their lives closer. What once seemed like differences, language, food, traditions, became bridges that connected hearts. Instead of barriers, these differences became opportunities to learn, grow, and celebrate the beauty of diversity. This is a story about kindness, how it can turn strangers into friends, and friends into family. In this village, every act of generosity, every shared laugh, and every open door helped Sergey and Irina find their place. Sergey's songs, once tinged with longing, now echo with warmth and joy. His smile, once lost, was restored by the love and acceptance of a community that made him feel truly at home. In the end, Sergey learned that home isn't a place on a map. It's the people who teach you how to smile again, who lift you up, and who remind you that you are never alone.